Hello Year 10. The lesson objective today is to know how to find the coordinates of where the line intersects the x-axis. Pause the video while you have a go at the retrieval practice. Right, so let's check. So if we wanted to round numbers, one of the ways of rounding numbers is to count only the first few digits, or maybe they're called figures, that have a value attached to them. This method of rounding is called significant figures and is often used with large numbers or very small numbers. So question 2a, we're asking to round 1825 to two significant figures. So we're looking at the first two figures, and then on the third figure, is it less than 5? It's less than 5, so we round that down to 1,800. If we look at B, we need to round down again. Two significant figures will be 6 and 7, so that the third number is a 2, so we round down because that's less than 5. C and D you may have come across in Year 9. So the coefficient, the number that's in front of the x, is the gradient of the line. I think I mentioned it last lesson as well. So the gradient on C is 2 and the gradient on D is 6. On E, we're asking to round up to the nearest metre. So we've got 17.87. Because it's an 8, we have to round up 18 metres. F, round 1.168 metres to the nearest centimetre. So we need to convert it into centimetres first, and then we need to round that up. So it's 117 centimetres. Can you mark those with green pen, please? Last lesson we looked at y equals 3x plus 2, and we're looking for where it intersects the y-axis. So x is at 0, so we substituted in last lesson x equals 0 into equations to find out where the y-intercept was. This lesson we're going to look at the x-intercept, and we're going to need to substitute in y equals 0. So we're going to do the opposite. So this lesson we're going to substitute in y equals 0. So the lesson objective today is to know how to find the coordinates of where the line intersects the x-axis. So let's have a go then. We've got the equation y equals 3 minus 8x. So at the x-axis, the y-coordinate is 0. So we substitute that in. 0 equals 3 minus 8 times x. So 8x equals 3. X equals 3 over 8. So y equals 0 and x equals 3 over 8. So the coordinate is x then y, so 3 over 8, comma 0. Pause the video and have a go at the other one. Okay, so you had y equals 6 minus 4x. At the x-axis, the y-coordinate is 0. So we substitute in y equals 0. So 0 equals 6 minus 4 times x. 4x equals 6. X equals 6 over 4. Now we need to simplify that. So we divide both sides by 2. So it's 3 over 2. So y equals 0 and x equals 3 over 2. The coordinates are always x, comma y. So it's 3 over 2, comma 0. Pause the video if you need to write that down. Okay, another example. Y equals minus 8x. At the x-axis, the y-coordinate is 0. Y equals minus 8 times x. 0 equals minus 8 times x. Minus 8 times 0 is always 0. So y equals 0 and x equals 0. So the coordinate x, comma y, 0, comma 0. Pause the video while you have a go at y equals minus 4x. Well done, I think you've got the hang of this. So at the x-axis, the y-coordinate is 0. 0 equals minus 4 lots of x. X equals 0. So the coordinate for this one is 0, comma 0. Don't forget your brackets. Final example, 7y equals 3 plus 8x. Okay, 7y equals 3 plus 8x. So we're substituting in. We try the y coordinate is 0. 0 equals 3 plus 8x. Subtract 8x from both sides. We get minus 8x equals 3. We don't like x to be negative. So if we divide both sides by minus 1, we'll end up with 8x equals minus 3. X equals minus 3 over 8 by dividing both sides by 8. So y equals 0 and x equals minus 3 over 8. So the coordinate x comma y minus 3 over 8 comma 0. Pause the video and have a go at the 11y equals 6 plus 4x. Hopefully you remembered that we don't like x as a negative value. We don't like a negative coefficient in front of the x. So we have to divide both sides by minus 1. So 4x equals minus 6. X equals minus 6 over 4. Again, we have to simplify to get minus 3 over 2. Y equals 0 and x equals minus 3 over 2. So the coordinate for x, y is minus 3 over 2, comma 0. Pause the video if you need to get that one down. Okay, so you have 10 minutes to have a go at these questions. Remember that you're substituting in y equals 0 because we are looking for the line that intersects the x-axis. So y equals 0. Pause the video whilst you do this. So that's the end of this lesson. Well done.